Hey, everybody. It is Saturday night. I am watching WrestleMania right now. My guest is probably watching WrestleMania right now. But we are happy to have Erik from the Adventures in Collecting podcast on the show tonight. All the links to his stuff will be below down in the descriptions. We'll talk wrestling, WrestleMania, toys, all that stuff for about half an hour. And then this way you can take a break from WrestleMania and then go back. And this way you want to sit through commercials. So let's bring Erik on out. Hey.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Man, it's been a while since we've done this.
I know.
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
Doing all right. You know, enjoying WrestleMania, hopefully.
I hope so. I mean, it's Saturday night, so it's questionable what's going to be good, what's going to be bad.
Yeah. This has been an interesting build, to say the least, for this year's show. Lots of things up in the air.
do you think the injuries threw it off as much as everybody says? With Bronson and Braun out?
I honestly think, the injuries, anytime you have anything that's whether it's sports entertainment or whether it's sports, right? Like, injuries always throw a wrench in the gears. Whether it's a team sport and, you lose a pitcher or a third baseman in baseball, or, you lose a linebacker in football, or, God forbid, a quarterback or something like that. It happens, right? Like, it does have this kind of trickle down effect. I think the biggest thing, though, this year, truthfully, for WrestleMania is I can't remember if there has ever been a time where they've had WrestleMania in the same venue 2 consecutive years. I don't
announcing it for
and then of course changing that, but I don't, or I think it was originally supposed to be in Louisiana, right?
Yeah,
New Orleans.
Supposed to be New Orleans.
They had The Rock come out and do the whole thing. Yeah, that's right. But I think there's probably a little bit of Vegas fatigue, to be honest with you, like, because I don't know if you've ever been before, but like, Vegas is like, first of all, it's the business conference capital of the world, right? Like, most of the biggest, like, trade shows and stuff happen in Vegas. And I think there might just be a little bit of Las Vegas fatigue, having this 2 years in a row. Like, having WrestleMania in a different city every year makes it a must-see attraction, like, for that region. And you just had a massive WrestleMania, 2-night WrestleMania there last year. I think you have a lot of people that are like, meh, I don't want to go back there, on top of everything else.
Yeah, I mean, but I think from my perspective, it's like they've priced a lot of us out of going to see shows
too. That's the other thing. Yeah.
Despite, them kind of, I'm going to get the word wrong. Besides being, CM Punk's pipe bomb being a little bit of a work. And then Pat McAfee coming out and doing Ram's going to pick up the, we know it wasn't CM Punk's pipe bomb that did the thing. But like, it's one of those things where I had got back into wrestling and I wanted to go see a live show here in Connecticut. Yeah. And like, I grew up going to these things here in Connecticut. Like, we would go see the big stars working out in gyms in Stanford after school, like in the 82, 83, 84, really early on. You see Andre the Giant, you see Hulk Hogan, like, in a Stanford gym doing a show on a Thursday night. Like, sure. And now I wanted decent seats. I didn't want to be in nosebleeds. And it was between $700 and $1,200 for not even like floor seats, like just the first set of risers. So you had a good view of the ring. And I was like, if I want to take somebody with me, I want to take my partner with me, that's, $2,000 almost just for the tickets.
I hear you. I
couldn't do it. I think besides the price out point, I think I'm worried that they're just second guessing their stories. Like, because it feels like a lot of start and stop or a lot of repetitive story that just doesn't, like, I'm not really excited.
Wrestling, it's always interesting with wrestling. You know, every other form of entertainment, again, whether it's sports or entertainment, right, has an off season. Everything, whether it's a TV show, whether it's a, you know, pick any major league sport, with, I guess, with the exception of soccer. Soccer really never stops; it's always going somewhere. But with WWE and pro wrestling in general, and I want to get back to the price thing in a second, but with them never having an off season, right? And I stopped watching wrestling for not as long as you, but like I was out for a while. Like I would say like from like 2000 maybe 4 or 5, 2004 to like 2019.
No, that's the same for me. It's
okay.
almost exactly the period of time where I stopped.
I didn't want, like, I missed like the entire John Cena run.
Same
like,
thing. He was in the
trunks.
Bull Rock blue trunks. And I saw him live at Mohegan Sun, and we were like, who is this guy? Like, So
like, so coming back to it in 20, well, it was during the pandemic was really when I started watching. So 2020, 2020, 2021, somewhere around there. But I forget where I was going with this. Oh, the story. So like, you know, there's always been ebbs and flows where like they catch lightning in a bottle or they're on fire and everything is working and everything's running and nobody's getting hurt and like all the pieces in the right place and it just works, right? Like it's soap opera storytelling and they hit a run and it works. But for every time they do that, there's also the valleys. And I think they hit like a new echelon of peak in like 2022, 2023, like around there. Like all the bloodline stuff, all the stuff with Cody, all the, like, they were firing on all cylinders, including like Punk coming back, like all of that, like everything was working. And I think now we're just in a little bit of that, like, you know, like you said, maybe it's second guessing the story. You know, we're seeing a lot of stuff on that Unreal documentary where like you're getting kind of this sort of inside look. And, you know, you could see even in those meetings where it's like they're kind of butting heads a little bit about direction, and so much so that the Road Dogg got let go because of how he appeared in season 2 of Unreal. So yeah, I think there is probably some story elements that I wish were a little tighter, a little more figured out.
Yeah, I don't think that I think in some cases the stories feel like they're rushed and they don't have the time to breathe. Like I think Stephanie Liv has been building. I think they've done a decent job in a short time building the Rhea and Jade feud. Like they've been like intense with it a little bit, so it feels a little more organic. Like
the Seth Gunther one is a great example. I mean, they had next to no time to build that, and it's working. Like just the two of them being on screen with each other for a few weeks, like it's there.
And see, I don't think it is. But I think, but like I have no, it doesn't feel like there's stakes to it. And I feel like with WrestleMania, there has to be like WrestleMania to me is like either, I don't want to say the Super Bowl because it is.
It is.
I mean, I know it is, but like as far as like, because the Super Bowl is an undetermined outcome. And, and I'm looking at WrestleMania as like Endgame, or like
that works too. Yeah,
right. And so
it's a temple. That's a good way of looking at it. Yeah,
I want it to pay off something, and the Seth stuff. Maybe it was gonna be Braun that he was gonna fight at WrestleMania, not Gunther, and so it feels like he was injured, coming back. For me, it didn't have the time to breathe, but then. This is the only match that I am dying to see. Like I am
that's going to be fantastic.
Excited. And I just hope, in all honesty, that they don't make him pay his dues. Like
I think I think it goes one of two ways. I think he either it's a back and forth and he wins clean.
Yeah.
Or he has Brock beat and shows that he could beat him, and some interference robs him of the win.
And that's fine, but I don't want him to lose clean.
No, he's not going to get. And I don't think I was reading something today that there are people out there that think it's going to be a squash, and if it would be stupid. It would actually be foolish for them to do that because Brock has proven over the years. Say what you will about his character and who he is as a human person, but like he has proven in the ring that like he's willing to put guys over, and like you could go back and watch some of the interactions he's had with Oba, and it's actually really, really cool to see him mouthing stuff to him in the ring, like, "Hey, like kid, do this," like, you know.
Yeah, that first night when he was like, "Put your foot," like he's like, "Put your foot on my chest," like you saw it, and they had the camera in the wrong spot, so you caught that. Yeah. And I was like, oh, no, that's cool. The funny thing, little side note, is a friend of mine wrestled in high school, and I think Brock is my age or a year older. So I remember my friend Ed, he goes, I went to like a regional mat conference or whatever, wrestle. Yeah. And he's like, I'm in line to register, and there's this giant dude like in front of me, and he's just like, yeah, no. He's like, I'm glad I didn't have to wrestle him, which is massive in high school, like senior in high school. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, you've seen his daughter, right? His daughter that looks like just like him.
Yeah.
And she's a beast.
Yeah.
She's an absolute beast.
But I mean, so like that's my criticism. Like I understand that like the business has done what it's done. Like I listened to the Cody John interview on Cody's podcast. And he said he was happy to go out on his back and to put Gunther over. And in my mind, I was like, we are in a new era of wrestling. Yeah. And I wanted him to go out winning and not Cena. I wanted him to win that last match because the tap out in the way he tapped out felt predetermined and took me out of the magic of that last match.
Oh, see, I loved that finish for a bunch of reasons. The two main things being the smile on his face and basically like his whole gimmick being that, you know, never give up, hustle, loyalty, respect, right? All that, right? The fact that he had a smile on his face, knew that he was beat, and was like, what am I, like, from a story standpoint, right? Like again, kayfabe answer, right? Knowing that he's beat, and it's like, I don't want to pass out in the ring on my last match. I'm out.
All right, so let me fantasy book something for you.
Okay.
And you tell me what you think. I think since he couldn't be a Grand Slam because he never had the Intercontinental, he takes on Dom, right? He wins the Intercontinental from Dom.
Okay.
His last match is putting Dom over, losing that, and that I would have preferred that be his last match than Gunther be his last match.
Had they done that, that also would have been perfectly fine. Like I actually, when he won the Intercontinental title at the end there to get that Grand Slam, I genuinely thought that's what they were going to do. They were going to save that rematch for Saturday night's main event, and that was going to be it. I genuinely thought they were going to do that. The issue is right, like Dom is already, he's over. And I mean, and he's not even like silver spoon over, you know, with the fact that he got over. You watch some of those early matches where he was still tagging with his dad, and he's kind of rough. He's a little stiff, he's a little awkward, but like he has gotten himself over in a way that will go down in history. Like genuinely, like he is a future legend, and that's not even because his dad is Rey Mysterio, right? Maybe that's what got him the initial shot, sure, but like he got himself over. If you didn't have this kind of side story of developing Gunther as this like legend, or not legend killer. That's Randy Orton. Like legend ender, whatever they're
career
putting on
ender,
him, right? Career ender, yeah. If you didn't have that story that they're trying to continue to bolster, and knowing like AJ's going out soon, he had put Goldberg out. He's probably going to be. That's probably where we're going to get the Brock match at SummerSlam in Minnesota because it's Brock's hometown. Like, I think they have this roadmap and this trajectory for him, and Cena just fits that so perfectly that like I don't blame them. But yeah, I would have much rather seen him lose the title on his last match to Dom. And you could have booked the match exactly how they booked it at whatever pay-per-view that was.
Yeah. Come back, all that stuff.
Same thing. Exact way that they did it. Yep.
The thing, to me, I look at it and go, oh, I lost it now. First of all, I didn't think Gunther needed the push because he's been such a force over the last couple of years from that like marathon. Because I came back to his WrestleMania where he was like 1 or 2 and stayed in almost to the end.
The when he
23
when he did when he was basically like the Iron Man in Royal Rumble. Yeah.
And so like that was our first time. Like I was like, oh, I kind of want to watch because I'd been watching the Sami Zayn Uzi stuff on TikTok and kind of getting back into it. And I'll admit, like Edge coming back and bringing Rhea and Damian into his Judgment Day was actually what brought me back. And then I started noticing Sami and the Usos and all that stuff. But I remember watching that and I'm like, Gunther's kind of over. And I think my biggest criticism is it feels like that out of nowhere win, where it's almost like they get the call like, hey, we got a minute, wrap it. Like those endings feel like he is down and he doesn't get the recovery time story-wise, just like in that moment. And all of a sudden, like he power bombs you twice, he takes you over and you're out, but you've been kicking his ass for the last 5 minutes. And it's like, it doesn't feel like that. It feels scripted. Whereas other times there's the moment where like you lose yourself in the action of the moment.
I think it's partly his style too. Like I go back and forth with Gunther, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm sometimes I love him. Like, and I find him so enjoyable to watch, and I love the performances. Like SummerSlam against Punk. You know, granted, it was also awesome to see that in person, but like that match was fabulous. Like I could watch that right now. I could watch the triple threat with him and Drew McIntyre and Sheamus from it was either Mania or SummerSlam a couple years ago, but like I could watch that right now. Awesome match. But like the stuff with Cena, he gets into some of these patterns, and he kind of did it with Goldberg too, I guess, where like it does feel real to an extent because it's like he smells the blood in the water sort of thing, and he just keeps locking in that sleeper hold over and over and over again. And like he breaks the trope of like, oh, well, you know, the babyface is supposed to have like their power up moment, and he prevents that from happening. And yeah, that definitely feels scripted because like we're so used to the trope of like, oh, he's gonna get up and he's gonna fight back, and it's like he's just like an anaconda and like won't let go.
But like when Jay won the title from him, that also felt like a quick flip of a moment. Like it didn't feel so like that's my criticism. It just feels like this weird, like his finishes don't seem natural in the storytelling that we're used to. And I understand what you're saying, and I totally understand like from his perspective. For me, it doesn't come across that strong. It comes across very like, oh, we're out of time. Like I teach, and when I'm a teacher, I've been teaching in museums for years, so there's a rotation to what I'm working on. So it's not so much like the class time, but it's like your time in a space. And it's like you have to kind of dance with the person that's in front of you and behind you. And I know those moments of like, oh,
okay, it's time to wrap up.
It's time to wrap. I'm going to hit the major points and get you to move on. And I feel like a lot of Gunther's match with Goldberg, maybe Goldberg couldn't carry a match that long. I think AJ's match was fine. Like, I didn't have a problem with AJ's match.
That was great.
Cena's, I thought was a good match, but I didn't think he had enough time between those two things. So I think there's a time, for me, it's the timing of it. It's not the match itself, it's the timing of the finish that comes. I also
think it lends itself, this conversation lends itself to maybe a larger problem too in the WWE right now with finishers. Like, because we grew up watching wrestling when like somebody hit their finisher, you hit it once and that was it. You know, maybe you had like an Undertaker or an Hulk Hogan, like you had guys that had that kind of like or an Ultimate Warrior, right? That had like supernatural abilities to kick out of something. But it's like, you know, it takes, how many crossroads did Cody hit on Roman to win? Was it 4?
3,
you know, or 3? Yeah. So like, you know, I think you then have something like, and Cody's got like 4 finishers. He's got the Cody Cutter. He's got the crossroads. He's got what's the other thing that he
disaster
does?
Kick.
Disaster kick.
Yeah.
You know, and then you get to somebody like Gunther where his finishers are other people's setup moves, like, you know, a power bomb and a sleeper hold.
Yeah.
So I think we're also kind of like so desensitized as viewers, like that it also like doesn't feel like a finisher, but like they're very like, I mean, they're legit moves. I mean, it's not like they're not finishers, but like, you know, we're so used to seeing guys repeat them and like, you know.
Well, and even when they're repeated, they're not guaranteed too. Like the Braun and Jay, the Uso match, where it was like he hit the super kick, he hit the spear, he hit the splash, and then Braun still won. And you're like, what? Like how does that happen? I didn't think we were spending that much time on Gunther, but Punk and Roman. Let me get your take.
I've loved the build.
Did you like Monday night's promo?
I there was a lot of mixed feedback on it. I didn't watch it live. I watched a playback of it. I thought maybe they were in the wrong order. Like that should have been a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
But I did like the framing of like the why they hate each other, like the anatomy of it. And both of them being put in an awkward position where they had to admit the reason why they hated one another was kind of for the same reason, just from a different perspective, the like jealousy, envious sort of thing. You know, I liked Punk's apology, you know, for like using Roman's father's name, and, you know, Roman saying like, you left for 10 years and these people wouldn't stop cheering for you. Like it was all like very, you know, very real. Like there were like real feelings. And I think the two of them are at a point in their career, especially Punk. Like, I'm a late to CM Punk fan. Like, I was never really big on him really until he came back to AEW, honestly. And that was when I started to kind of like give him a chance. And then the way that everything went down with AEW, I was like, maybe I don't like this guy.
Same thing. Same exact thing. And then when he came back, I was like, what are we going to... And then he didn't get a chance because he blew out his tricep, bicep?
Yeah.
And so, like, he didn't get the time. And then this last year, between his personal politics that I just respect the hell out of, I've just been... so, like, I was like, I am not getting a CM Punk figure. Like, I have no need for it. And like, I went and got my Punk figure so I can have it, even though I'm not a fan of this neck right here.
I got mine right here. So this is the ringside exclusive Ultimate Money in the Bank Punk, the one from when he fought Cena. But he's got the head from the Top Picks War Games.
Okay. Yeah.
On him.
See, I am sorry I did not get his return figure in the white t-shirt and jeans. I think I would have preferred that as a figure, and I'm like not going after it now. But
so the one that you have now is very similar ring gear to this. I think it's the white trunks, not the black.
It's a white trunks, yeah.
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 So you have the Chicago, one of the Chicago ring gear, because that's the Chicago flag, the black, white, and red.
Yeah.
What I would suggest is, if you haven't picked it up, go grab the Top Picks figure. This is the best, like, old man Punk likeness they've done.
Yeah.
The hair and everything, like, it's not like super slicked back.
Does he have the go to sleep hands? I don't think the Top Picks doesn't have that.
He doesn't, but you know, I kit bash everything. So like,
no, I mean, know. But if I'm gonna kit bash, I'm gonna go for one that I can.
Ringside might still have this.
Maybe, yeah. Because I don't mind this head actually. I actually don't mind the head on this one. It's the neck that bothers me on this one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and I mean, this one does the same thing. Like if I push this down all the way,
he's Brock Lesnar. Yeah. Yeah.
But like, there's like and yes, if you don't put it on enough, if you don't put it on enough, you get the bobblehead thing, which is no fun. But like, if you just push it on just a little bit,
it works.
Yeah.
But we don't get the Cobra and Pepsi logos, but that's okay.
Nope. Well, supposedly, I don't know if you saw, not the Cobra and Pepsi logos, but he also has a Han and Leia tattoo here and here.
Okay.
Like in real life. I think one of the figures that we might, that we hopefully will see this weekend at the fan event, fan expo.
Yeah.
They teased it at that Mattel Creations revealed thing. The picture, the Punk figure has the tattoos.
Oh, okay.
So you can't see the shoulders in that one, but if he's got these, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they go the Jazzwares route and put something like close enough on the shoulders.
I might actually have the Jazzwares one somewhere because I got one for you, and I think I bought 2 or 3 of them at the time, and it might still be in my garage somewhere. So I have like
a good figure
in that one. Yeah.
Yeah, good figure.
All right, and then the other main event, Cody, Randy.
This thing. So I'm my hot take. I got my Pat McAfee here. My hot take on this is I actually don't mind the Pat McAfee thing.
I don't either, not even a little bit. Everybody's like, this is disgusting. I'm like, I grew up in the 80s. This is exactly what the Brain would have done. This is what Jim Cornette would have done, or Jerry the King Lawler. Like,
the only thing with this, I think they pulled one punch on it. I think they went like 90% and then stopped. What they should have done, and I'm going to give my brother and my co-host full credit on this, but you have Pat McAfee come out, and you have him not representing like the fan base and saying that like Randy's going to save wrestling. You have him come out representing ESPN. And the reason why he's coming out and helping Randy is because they're not selling tickets, right? Like ticket sales are poor. Because ratings, they had a couple of ratings issues, and ESPN is not happy. So ESPN, as WWE's partner, is sending out their golden goose because this guy puts up huge ratings every day. They're sending him out as a representative of ESPN, not TKO, to save WrestleMania.
Yeah, and I mean, I will always fantasy book and hope that Dwayne shows up. I don't care how goofy it is. It's always a pop. It's always a... And so I've heard the rumors that it's The Rock sending him out.
Also fine. I'll take it.
TKO's board going, Triple H doesn't know what he's doing. We're sending Pat out. He's been friends with Pat and stuff like that. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I don't mind that. I was disappointed with Cody, I understand from a real world perspective why Drew has to drop the title, but I would have rather him drop it at WrestleMania because he does have a match, doesn't he?
Drew is in an unsanctioned match with Jacob Fatu.
Right. So he's in WrestleMania. I understand Cody's the golden goose, the quarterback, but like I would have been fine with Cody taking a backseat for this Mania in some other capacity.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Like I want Randy to win. I'm on the Orton side. Like I really want Randy to win.
I would like to see Randy get his 15th. I think that's probably going to happen if I'm being perfectly honest.
Pat saying that if he loses, he won't come back to like I think that was the moment where I was like, Randy's winning because they're not getting rid of Pat. No. Like long term.
No.
So
and I don't know if you saw the awesome thing that they did with the Pat McAfee show where they had Cody come after hours and bust up the set and take his belt back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think and this kind of applies to everything outside of wrestling. I think a lot of us have forgotten just how to have fun and weird, wacky stuff like Pat McAfee coming back and all of a sudden being a heel and kicking Cody in the balls and wearing a Randy, RKO everyone shirt and stealing the title and bringing it with him on TV. Like, if you can't see that as a love letter to decades of wrestling, I don't know.
Was it The Rock? Was it The Rock who threw Cena's belt in the Bay?
Stone Cold threw the Rock's
belt in the Bay. And then Lita threw Lita threw a belt into the water too.
Yeah, I mean,
you missed those kind of outside skits, moments that kind of took you out.
Stone Cold and Booker T had an entire throwdown in a grocery store. I mean, come on.
It was magic. It was the milk truck.
The APA used to sit backstage behind a door, just not even a wall, just a door. And people would open the door and walk through the door frame instead of walking around it. You could see them playing cards. There was wrestling. I don't know if you listen to or watch What Culture Wrestling. Great YouTube channel. There's a guy who's it's a group, and it's a group of guys. But there is a guy there, Simon Miller. He has one of the greatest, just tonally one of the most pleasant voices to listen to. He's this British guy. He's also an indie wrestler, but he is the number one advocate for goofy wrestling is fun. And sometimes wrestling is cinema, right? And you get chills and you see something like we had with Cody finishing the story and that whole bloodline thing. I'm just thinking about it now, the hair standing on the back of my neck, right? You have those moments that are cinema, right? But I also think there's still room for goofy wrestling sometimes. That's what it is.
Yeah, no, I love, I think I missed that in the Rumble this year. They had a few spots that were kind of fun, but it was so serious. And I mean, a lot of the streamers that are the reaction videos, we're so upset that Brock got eliminated while Jay's coming down the stairs. And I'm yeah, no, I would also rather watch Jay. I don't Brock, we knew Brock wasn't going to win. I don't care. I'm the entire crowd is into doing this with him.
Mm-hmm.
I understand you want to be a purist. You guys think, just have fun with it. Just enjoy it. And I think that's why Sammy being not so oozy and being,
all of that was
and all that stuff, making all of them crack at certain point was it's what brought me back. And then there was a part of me that didn't realize, because I see him red, long hair, pale skin. Like, I'm like, whatever. And, you know, half my family is Middle Eastern. And so all of a sudden, like, I saw an interview with him and he starts speaking Arabic. And I was like, what's going on? Yeah. And I, like, all the gray in my beard growing up was red. So, like, I never knew where, like, so it's just like, it's like I had like a connection there that felt really good too. So I'm like, yeah, no, Sammy's always going to be my guy. I don't care what storyline you put him in. I don't care what you do with him. Like, it's just something about him that, like, the one that you can beat the crap out of and just keeps going. Because I feel like that's what he's doing.
And I think he's going to go back to being a heel probably.
I'm fine with that.
And I think that works because trying to keep Trick Williams a heel right now is foolish because that man is so over. Just let everybody love him, but change nothing about his presentation. Like he's over the way that Stone Cold got over being a heel, and like people just loved him for who he was and what his character is.
Yeah,
change nothing about Trick Williams. Like,
well, I think they did this
to be him.
Yeah, and I think they did the same thing with Rhea.
Yep.
Like,
same thing.
She was the heel, and like they've softened her a little bit with EO in the last like year, but like you didn't change her until fairly.
They made her slightly friendlier, but she's still terrifying. Like that's exactly what she needs to be. Like, change nothing. But yeah, I'm with you with Sam. I'm a big Sammy guy. I actually, when I first started watching, I must have started like just a hair before you coming back in.
Yeah.
Because when I started watching, Sami Zayn was still doing the heel gimmick where he was coming to the ring dressed as like Che Guevara. In like the green fatigues and was like a conspiracy theorist. And that to me was the funny, like him walking around with the fake like Slammy Award and all the things with like Johnny Knoxville before he got involved with the Bloodlines situation. I could watch that man do anything. I'm in.
I am sad, and just, you know, I know we're going to start wrapping up, but like what I am sad about is that I miss the Santino Marella days, because I think I really would have loved to see it real time, not just like the outtakes and clips.
Yeah.
Like, I think I really would have enjoyed it, especially now seeing it. So when they have characters that are like that, like Chad Gable, like when they have him do goofy stuff, or Otis doing stuff, or Cesaro do, like, you know, all of that, Chelsea Green, like it's really good.
How do you feel about Danhausen? Careful, you might get cursed. You might get cursed.
So here's my thought. I didn't know who he was. I had seen him. I had seen the character around.
Oh, wait. So genuinely, when he made his debut, you didn't know, like you knew of his existence, but like you didn't know.
We fast forwarded through it.
Huh.
My partner was home. My cousin was here, and we were watching Elimination Chamber. And my cousin doesn't watch it, and it was really fun because me and my partner were like going back and forth excited, and we got my cousin into it. He was all excited because he hadn't watched wrestling since he was a kid. And I'm like, oh, they're going to do the box. I wonder who's in the box. And we had fast forward through some of it. And then like we rewound it, and I go, who the hell is that? I don't care. And moving on, right? Didn't care. I was like, what is this goofy? Like, this was the reveal. This was so disappointing. And then he popped up on Raw, and I was like, all right, okay. And then I forget who he was with, but it started to grow on me. I started to get it, right? I started to really get it because I had seen the Chris Van Fleet episode with him, out of makeup, and him just talking about stuff. I had seen parts of that interview, and I'm like, okay, it's cool, it's whatever. And then I saw the clip of him going comic book shopping with Punk.
Mm-hmm.
And I started laughing hysterically. And then I saw him with Truth. And I was like, I'm in. What do we got?
when Truth thought he was Asuka. Oh my God. No, so, you know, obviously, like when I got back into wrestling, I got like all the way back into wrestling, watching lots of AEW, lots of indie stuff.
See, I haven't watched AEW ever.
he is such an untapped source of entertainment. Both, obviously, we've seen a lot of him on the mic, with his persona. If you haven't watched it yet, go to the WWE YouTube channel and watch him break into headquarters in Connecticut. It will be a joyful 5 minutes of your life.
Okay.
It's fantastic. So, he is very nice. He is very evil. So far, and everything that they have shown of Danhausen has been the very nice part. I do like the fact that they're making his curse element like a little bit more supernatural and a little less like soft. So like that match with Kit Wilson when he cursed him and the pyro went off on, so funny. So the one element that they have not shown of him yet, which is fascinating, is very evil. So Danhausen actually has two versions of himself. So very nice and very evil. Very evil, his makeup and everything, the way that he is designed, is based off of the demon Pazuzu from The Exorcist.
Okay.
So the very evil makeup looks a little different, and he comes to the ring with his jar of teeth and a stake, and he is like ruthless and vicious, and they're like a completely different person, and they do not like, he will not acknowledge, one does not acknowledge the other. So basically, if you get to the point where you piss off Danhausen enough, very evil comes out, and very evil is like an assassin in the ring, and you'll see him do stuff like completely different move set. He'll hit people twice the size of him with like German suplexes, and he'll start doing stuff off the ropes, and it is, when he does it, it is fantastic. And kind of like Finn Balor with the demon, they tend to save the very evil for special occasions. So I'm hoping that we get to the point where the Miz pisses him off enough and we get it like a squash match where very evil comes out and squashes the Miz. I think that's probably on the horizon. But
it's like beating up chickens in The Legend of Zelda. If you do it enough, they will kill you.
Yep.
No, I was very disappointed. Well, I was happy it wasn't Jericho. I'm not a Jericho fan overall.
Okay.
I know New Japan, great matches when he was younger and stuff like that. I don't like the heel persona all the time. Like the way he, like in interviews and stuff, like it's like, we all know it's scripted. We all know how things go. Like,
he's not everybody's cup of tea.
And so I was happy it wasn't him, to be honest with you. I had no other idea other than him. I had no idea it was going to be Danhausen. And so I saw the press release that he had signed. And so then when it came out, it felt a little anticlimactic, and then not knowing it. But no, I'm in. I'm here for the ride. Like I'm excited to see what else is coming. Well, because it was like it's like last year with I don't know if you can make this happen. We'll see. It was Randy's match at Mania last year when we got.
Oh, Joe Hendry. Yeah, I don't have him handy.
God, damn it.
I could see him.
You could have made it happen.
I could see him from where I'm sitting, but I.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, like it's that kind of stuff where like then Randy does the thing, and I'm like,
yeah.
Like I want wrestling to be fun. Like I'm here for the excitement. Like I guess I didn't know this was a word, like a term, like overbooking. I was here for the 2024 overbook, of that like
totally fine
progression of things. Like it was, I don't care. It might be one of my favorite moments in wrestling ever.
100%.
Hands down. Like just the
part with the Undertaker, especially the part with
and I'm sitting there and I'm going, let the glass break, let the glass break, let the glass break. And I'm like, and then I hear the doom, and I'm like, oh, this might be better.
Yeah.
Because it's just going to be like a one and done. And whenever they replay it, like they start it with Solo and John Cena. But like it starts with Jay and Jimmy and Solo.
Yeah.
Like it is a solid like 10 minutes of just like bam, 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 bam. And so it's Marvel's Phase 5 is a proof that like it's hard to come back after you hit that top point. So
and they will. I mean, if wrestling has survived as long as it has, it's not going anywhere.
No.
There will be a sunrise and a sunset, and things will continue, and the sun will come up the next day again. It's just the way that wrestling works. And honestly, like, I am genuinely very excited for Sunday, for tomorrow. I would say I'm like 60-70% excited for what's happening tonight, but I'm really excited. I genuinely am excited for Sunday. And also I'm really excited to see I Show Speed. That dude is a crazy athlete. And like, again, say what you will about Logan Paul, the human being, that dude has proven to be a phenomenal professional wrestler.
Listen, if we had the money and the time, let's take out our day job, life, wife, partner, all that stuff, right? If we had that kind of money and could pay Shawn Michaels to one-on-one train us, I don't care what shape you and I are in, I think we could do that. And so I have less respect for him because listen, he's an athlete. I'm not denying he's an athlete,
the thing.
right?
I'm not.
No, but again, with the time, you get a personal trainer, you get a personal chef, you have Shawn Michaels, Triple H, you have the top guys daily, Randy Orton, training you. Like there is going to be a physical toll that takes on your body. I get it. But like there's something to it that I go, you paid to be there. And that part I don't respect, because it's the same thing here. You work your ass off for your podcast. I worked my ass off to get into the rooms I got into at San Diego to get in San Diego. But I know that there are people that paid to get into those rooms. And I have less respect for them than I do for the stuff that we do.
I think it goes both ways. I think you could look at it, especially with the Logan Paul thing, right? Like, I totally get it. But, like, I think it also shows, like, he wants to do it right. And I think you have to look at it in a way of, like, okay, I'm in a position in life where I have, again, me speaking as Logan Paul, I have the money, I have the access, I have the ability to do this the right way and actually, like, lean into it and respect the art and respect the canvas even. And he's just so entertaining. And it's not like you would think somebody like him, especially with his personality, like, that he would have go away heat. Like, I don't want to see him on my screen. Like, he's a heel because I genuinely don't like him. He's a good heel. Like, he's good on the mic. He's good on camera. He, like, takes crazy bumps for somebody that, and I mean, now he's a full-time wrestler. He was a part-time wrestler, but, like, doing double springboards off the ropes, and, like, that one elbow drop that he did from distance on Jelly Roll, like, Jesus, like.
No, I'm not taking away that he's athletic, but I think what him and his brother do on a regular basis.
Well, his brother's a different story. He punches down. He fights people that are either over the hill or, well, except for his last fight, because he got rocked, which I loved every second of. I wish his jaw came off. Like, that was perfect.
There are moments in life where you're like, karma is like, oh, you talked a little too much shit, and maybe the purse wasn't what you thought it was. And
that first punch before his jaw was dislocated, that first punch he took, and he made that face of like, oh, that's what a punch feels like you could tell that he was in trouble right there.
Yeah.
And a good ref probably should have stopped the fight there. The fact that he got that second punch was pure karma.
Yeah.
Pure karma.
I grew up in a very affluent neighborhood and town here in Connecticut. And so I grew up around those kids.
Oh,
and so I have a chip on my shoulder about those kind of people that can pay their way out of trouble, out of whatever. So I can honestly say, with the exception of a Royal Rumble, I've never watched Logan Paul like actually fight a full match. I've watched like 10 minutes at the end, usually fast forward it, usually don't sit through them, usually skip them. I'll watch like the finish so I know who won or to get to the next match, and I don't have time. But I am one of the people that does shut it off because I can't. It bothers me too much.
Interesting.
So,
well, listen, there's a lot of wrestling, lots of good figures out there.
Yes, and there's a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun out there.
A lot of fun to be had.
So I haven't had to do this yet because I haven't had to sign off this way yet because everybody that's come on doesn't have anything to plug or promote. So you're going to be my first guest to plug and promote. I got to get better at this because you are also you're my first one, and then for the next month, I've got new guests. You are my last person that I've talked to in the past. Everybody I think coming up is all new, has never been on the show before. So I am very excited over the next few weeks to kind of welcome people to this space. But Erik, let everybody know where they can find you and your brother and what you got going on.
Absolutely. So first of all, since we are talking wrestling and we're using all the wrestling terminology, before I plug Adventures in Collecting, I would like to give you your flowers, because Caster's Corner and our relationship has been pivotal to the development of Adventures in Collecting. I've told this story countless times. I think I told it the last time that we talked on recording, but meeting you in person at Toy Fair in 2019, you kind of set me on the right path. You didn't know who I was. You could have told me to go F myself, and you didn't. You gave me the time of the day, and gave me the confidence that I needed to kind of push through that event, which was very daunting at the time. Hell, they're still daunting, just for different reasons now. But I'm so happy to see you doing this again. It genuinely makes me happy. So it's my pleasure to come back and talk to you. That being said, if you want to hear more of my motor mouth and my brothers, you can find us at AIC_podcast everywhere, or you could just go to AICpodcast.com. You can find links to everything where you can listen to the show. We've got new episodes every Monday, 5 a.m. Eastern Time, wherever you listen to podcasts. If you subscribe to us on YouTube, you can listen to things earlier sometimes. Sometimes they'll go up at midnight the night before. So, but yeah, toy reviews. I've been opening lots of Pokemon cards. People have been enjoying the hell out of that, which is really fun for me because I don't know what the hell I'm looking at half the time, which is great. Yeah, like people message me afterwards like, hey, did you put that one in a sleeve because like you picked up something pretty good? And I'm like, oh, let me go back and find it. Yeah, but just screwing around, having a good time, interviewing folks. So we've got some cool interviews lined up, so keep an eye out for
we had a big one a couple weeks, like last week, 2 weeks ago. Go listen to the Bob Gale one. It's worth it. I was beside myself when I heard you announce it. So
yeah, Bob Gale, I'm so mad that I didn't get to do that interview with Dave. That was one where like I had just finished editing it, and then I was like, oh, I have to record the like little intro for it. And when I went back and watched it, like you could just see the sadness in my face. face. And I think I said something along the lines of, like, in the intro, like, I got to sit back and enjoy this one, I guess. I don't normally get to do that, so you should enjoy it too. No, really great conversation. Dave crushed it on that interview. And yeah, dude's a legend. The whole story about the DeLorean, I don't want to spoil it if you haven't listened to it, but like, there's a whole thing about the DeLorean not originally being a DeLorean, but being a refrigerator, which is fascinating. So definitely go listen to that.
Yeah. That's a famous story. And then I'll leave it. Go watch the story. Go listen to that. So next, thank you for joining us. Either you're watching it as a break from WrestleMania or after WrestleMania, or you're catching the replay. Well, everybody's catching the replay this week. Next week, I will announce the guest on Figure Fight Club on Tuesday night on Open Mic, because it's one of their members that's going to be joining us for our next show. Yes, next show. And then after that, we have another surprise guest. So we're really excited and rolling into new people. Thank you guys for watching. Catcher's Corner on all platforms. Reviews are coming up. Rants are slowing down because I've talked enough shit lately. I think it's time to talk toys a little bit more. Thank you guys for watching, and go watch the last match. Go watch the big match of the night.